Lewis Templeton wrote in and said, hey, CDC, we need to talk about something I want to name the piss fart. You may have this in America too, but in England, there is this thing that is common in public urinals and in workplace urinals where it is acceptable to be pissing at a urinal and the guy next to you unleashes a huge fart. You have no choice but to laugh along with him and listen to his oops, pushed too hard on that one. How hard are these people pushing the piss? I think it's fine to fart at the urinal. They often go together. People are farting up. I mean, where are you supposed? If you can't fart in the bathroom, where are you supposed to fart? If you're not, I don't understand where you're supposed to go.
So
there should be a room in every. Hey, hold on a second. There should be a room like you know how there's like a breastfeeding room.
You know how terrible that room would be.
But listen to what I'm about to say. It's just a small room, and you walk into it, and it's got a vacuum, like air pulling out of it, like crazy vacuum, and you just go in there and you fart.
But that would be like
basically just pulling it away, and then you get out and you go and you walk away.
But that would be like if you had a room just for garbage. You know, there's a reason why we have a garbage can and not like a garbage. This is the garbage room. It's because the second you designate a space for something so foul, it's destroyed. Like it's not a room that anybody would want to accommodate if they're building a place. It's like, do we want to build the fart room in this hotel? And it's like, do we? Wouldn't we rather have it all just kind of like menially kind of dispersed throughout the normal building as opposed to just having this one focal room where it's just toxic beyond recognition?
Yeah. That's true. Because I was going to ask, like, what's going on in the breastfeeding room 99% of the time? That could also be the fart room.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's just like judicious use of space. Sure. The closest I ever got to a garbage room was in my old building. You've been in many. Well, you both have been in Santa Monica, where you'd go into like a small room and the garbage chutes would be there. But it was just a small room with chutes and you would just drop the garbage in.
Right.
But what would annoy me in that room was like some people would just leave their things there if they didn't fit into the chute. And then I couldn't believe the chicanery.
Or some people would shove like a box in there that was like clearly too big for it, and it's like break
and then
it down
everything gets caught. I loved. There were times where the garbage was like stacked up above my floor, and I was on the 5th floor. You know, I don't know what the fuck was going on in that place. But I must admit, when I moved out of there, I went into the garbage room into the garage and just threw all my furniture in there and left.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not a sacred historian, but I did edit this show for a decent amount of time before I was on it. I feel like this question has been asked before. And when it was asked, here's the important detail. The revelation came out that Chris does not use the urinal at all.
That strikes something in me. Is that true?
Chris is not a urinal user, not a urinal boy. He needs a little privacy.
Is that real? I don't think that's. I mean, that's never been. But yeah, we're going to have to go back. I don't remember. I've never had that philosophy. I definitely don't fart at the urinal. That's something that's something that I don't do.
Where do you fart?
In the stall. If I'm like, I don't, I have pretty good control over all of that. You know, like I'm never like, oh man, I slipped one out. It doesn't really happen.
So I want to be clear. You're not one of those guys claiming that you don't fart.
No,
so there are a few people out there that claim that.
That's insane.
Oh, I know. Half the women that I've ever met claim that they didn't fart.
Yeah, they're fucking.
I don't fart. I don't fart, but you do fart. You do fart. And
of course,
you must fart to survive.
I don't know why my mind keeps going to SFO, the San Francisco airport. I have no idea why my mind keeps going there.
I hate that place.
I do too. But I was thinking of the nice terminal where Virgin America would go out of, Alaska Air. And there's like restaurants, a nice concourse and all of that. Can you fart anywhere in there? In other words, wouldn't farting at the urinal just be a better thing than farting in fucking Hudson News?
Hudson News. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just more of a. I don't know. I feel like there's only so many bodily functions that can happen at once before it starts to feel a little bit. But before it starts to feel like you're just a fucking glorified animal. I don't know. Just like piss when you need to piss. You know, shit when you need to shit, fart when you need to fart. But the second you start combining them like it's a fucking Voltron, I don't know, man. Like,
let me ask you this: come when you need to come.
Right.
Okay.
But it's like, could
Whenever you need to?
No, well, I guess not. There's an appropriate time and place.
And cry whenever you want to cry.
But it's like, this is like what we were talking about before, where it's like that, like the prospect of somebody crying, shitting, coming, and like all that at once.
Right.
It's like, that's not a human being. You know what I mean? That's a fucking creature. That's a creature at that point.
I agree.
I thought you said preacher, and I was like, well,
what denomination are we talking about? I don't know.
That's exactly.
Well, I think we should move on. I think it's time to move on.
Thank you.
I'm going to relieve you from this. Lewis Templeton, thank you for writing it. You sound like one of the obscure people that signed the Declaration of Independence. There was like 56 people, and there's probably like 20 people you would have never heard of. And Lewis Templeton, I think, was probably one of them.
Yes.
Thank you for writing it.